r/AskReddit, nsfw, how much would you pay for a list of everyone who has ever sexually fantasized about or masturbated to you? Why? $20. Realistically it would be interesting, but at the same time I'm concerned if there's something that I'd rather not see on that list. I wouldn't buy it because I could never emotionally recover if I see a blank paper. $5. It'll be a short list. $10 for a number. And depending on that number is how much I'd pay for the list. How much do I gotta pay to prevent my name from appearing on everyone else's list? Man, I've had some thoughts. Is there a premium option to filter for everyone who has ever sexually fantasized about or masturbated to me, that'd I'd be happy to see on the list? I would pay money to never see it. A nice glass filled with ice-cold sparkling water. As a teacher, I would pay my whole paycheck to not know and to have the list burned. Edit, to be clear. There is nothing shameful about masturbation and fantasizing about people, as long as it stays that way, a fantasy. Being a teenager is tough and they have to navigate a lot of feelings and self-discovery at that time, and it's perfectly normal to develop a schoolboy/girl crush on a teacher. As a teacher, it is your job to recognize those signs and create clear and present boundaries so that students understand your role in their life as an advisor and mentor, rather than an object of sexual fantasy. Why would I pay for a blank sheet of paper? $0. I do not want to know at all. You keep the list. IDGAF. About $100, I think it'd be nice to see more potential romantic partners LMAO. I would pay a considerable amount of money to not know about several of them. Nothing, I don't want to know. It's asking for trouble. As a woman, I would pay not to see that. None. Let them have their privacy. Plus, what if one of them were an old high school teacher, or a friend's dad, or a friend's husband? That would be awkward. Either I get surprised by seeing people that actually think that way about me, or the list is blank, confirming my theory and crushing what little self-esteem I have. $0, cause I don't wanna fucking know. I think a lot of you joking about blank paper, but kinda not joking, would actually be surprised. I'm not a terribly good-looking guy, but I was talking to a girl I hadn't seen in years and she was and still is absolutely supermodel hot, and she told me she used to fantasize about me years before when we were in high school. I was absolutely gutted that I never asked her out back then. If this would also include people who have had wet dreams about me, then I'd be willing to pay a lot, cause I'm nosy AF LOL. I'd pay quite a bit actually. If the list is short, I need to check my ego. If the list is long, I need to check my ego. Also, can I pay extra to keep my name off specific people's lists? $100 for a snapshot. $350 for a list that continuously updates. At best, the list might update once per decade, but I want to be ready if it does. Nothing. I'd rather not know. A 53-year-old neighbor just told me what he'd do to me in a failed attempt of making a pass at me. BC, I'm moving, and I guess he thought it was safe, and I wanted to puke. If you find my pic online, what you do with it is your business, and I'd rather, for the love of all that is sacred, not know. I would probably pay anywhere between $100 to $1,000 depending on how well it was sold to me and the suggested quantity of names. I've paid for lots of dumb things, and I think the total possible benefits outweigh the possible deficits. If there is even one attractive lady on that list, it's going to give me a boost of confidence and a good feeling. It will be like getting a bunch of compliments that people were too shy to deliver at the time. I'm sure there will be some names I don't like, but that would have some entertainment value as well. It's all fun and games until you see the name of a family member on the list. Some things need to be left unknown. Why would I pay for my own name? How much does one blank piece of paper cost? However much the asking amount is, and I will consider. I'd pay to not see it. I'd pay a few bucks. For pure curiosity. No fucking thanks. LOL. Immediately makes me thinks of creeps during my public transport days, and one that whipped out his dick right there behind the bus stop and stared straight at me and I could hear it. Are you kidding though, or are you just young? I'm an Indian woman who grew up around perverted old men. I don't know that I want to see this list. $50 and I'd be stunned if there's 5. $200, I feel like the list would be very interesting, LOL. €1, cause this list will be so short that it will be done in literally 2 seconds. Nothing. It wouldn't be the golden plate worth it's printed on. Will it contain a count? I think quantity would creep me out more. Like 1 to 2 men normal. But like 547 times. Damn, someone is getting blocked and I'm moving. $0, I'm not paying for a blank sheet. I'd be surprised if anybody was on the list. 0. There is no reason to have that information. Nothing. Probably only my GF has done it. How much do I pay to ensure I never find out? As a female graduate of an extremely male-dominated engineering field, including some super creepy dudes, and current high school teacher, that list would be ugh. €100, I do not want that information. There'd be friends of mine on that list. No thank you. Lord, I would pay not to see that. I think the question is, how much would you pay to not show up on other people's lists? $14. 63 exactly. Because I'm curious but not that curious, I have exactly $14. 63 worth of curiosity about this. Also, if you're not already assigning dollar values to your curiosity, you're way behind the power curve. Everyone is doing it. I think an empty list of paper is about $0.01 around here. Does the list also come with the number of times they fantasize about you? Billy Bob, 100. Sally Mae, 45. Ivan Yaknov, 35. Not more than the price of a blank piece of paper. I don't know, $1,000. There are some things that are just none of my business. I mean, the list is probably empty, so not much. It's gonna be a blank sheet, I already know. $300. I probably wouldn't at this point. I'm married, and it would totally change the dynamic of the relationship with the people I might still associate with. My ego would really love it, but I realistically don't know how I'd handle knowing. That's all assuming my wife didn't know about the list, too. She would be as big a fan of finding out who was into me like that as I would be finding out about guys who had, or were still, wanking to her. Best not to know if you don't have a reason to change the dynamic. As a single guy, probably 250 or so. Winky face. Tree fitty. $1.00 because I'm sure there's an app option with ads. Nothing. I'm a woman. There's more than enough people already bothering me with that info by sending unsolicited dick pics and PMs of a sexual nature that I did not consent to. I do not want to know how often my image gets used in a sexual context in someone's head. In some cases, ignorance is bliss really is the way to go. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe to never miss an upload.